All right. Nice talk, Sam, and the team. Yeah, you guys really understood the concepts. I'm sure that thinking in retrospect now, someone like Sam would say, "Wish he had read this book earlier on before some things happen."
For it,
So,
for it, sir.
so when we are telling you people come for these things, be active in the, you would have done this earlier. You would have been on the same page. I know you've heard me always saying win-win situation. I'm sure it's making more sense to you. So I'm happy that at least firsthand you are seeing it that that's how these things work, and it's you did a very good presentation on that. So please let's just keep up the good job. In terms of win-win, I have suffered a lot of business. If you want to do business, any business you are doing now, this is a small secret. Any business that you are doing, that you are the only one that is now that the team favors. Know that that business can never be sustainable, because even if the person is not sharp, one day the person will wake up and he will feel, so you are just the only one benefiting in this thing, even if you didn't know initially. And at the end of the day, it's all going to end up in a mess. So anytime you are in a business that it seems as if you are the only one benefiting, you have to check it. You just know that trouble is ahead. So the business should always be that you are happy and your partner is happy. A lot of partnerships have been destroyed because it was not a win-win. It's either one person is over-giving, one person is over-committing, one person is doing all the work, one person is bringing all the money, and at the end of the day, it can never be sustainable. So this is very basic wisdom that will help us all. We are still learning and we are still growing as in our dealings with men.
Mhm.
Life is very interesting. If you follow, you will be successful in all your endeavors. So you will still make mistakes, but at least you'll be able to know, okay, why I made this mistake is because it wasn't a win-win, right? And sometimes some things that appear like win-win initially, as time goes on, it will appear as it will now be actually become a win-lose or a lose-lose. And once you begin to pick it, because you might be feeling, oh, the other guy is the one enjoying this thing. Me, I'm not enjoying anything. And then when you now see the other guy's perspective, the other guy still is seeing that you are the one benefiting it, and that's how partnerships scatter. So there always has to be that constant communication and partnership reviews. That's what they call about clarifying expectations. That's why we have what they call, we hear people saying they're having strategy sessions. And you have strategy sessions, your partner will not attend because they don't know that this is the place to clarify expectations. So it's very important that if you are going into any partnerships, you have, and if you read this chapter 3 alone, you will hardly have issues with partnerships in business or in anything, even with your wife, with your children. So it's a very very wonderful thing, and it's a great learning again. It's always good looking at it, and it's helping. I'm going back again to read the chapter. That's the truth. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, sir. Yes, that was beautiful. So win-win all the way. Okay, so sorry if um there's two more hands up. GBK, sorry if I'm not pronouncing the name correctly, but yes, please you can speak.
Okay. Good evening, everyone.
Yes, good
Okay,
evening.
so I just have this very little thing to share with us. That's a light bulb moment for me. Yes.
All
Okay,
right,
so
please.
I want to quote the writer. You mentioned the fact that he mentioned the fact that he had issues with a particular colleague of his. But he said
Mm-hmm.
he was a man. Now referring to the colleague, he said he was a man set in his own ways and so right in his heart, in his own eyes. Yes, I needed his strength and ability. So for me, for a very long time, when you just see something bad in someone, maybe a weakness in someone, that's all you see in that person. And instead of moving closer to getting to see the strength of the person, the weaknesses you've seen, that particular weakness, sorry, you've seen in that person prevents you from seeing, other things you can benefit from that, from that particular person. And it's also, it brings to bear in every relationship, in marriage, all you just is just this partner, this particular weakness, and you don't see the strength. You don't see how this person has been, if has been a pillar of strength for you in some areas. So for me, it opened my eyes to see, beyond people's weaknesses and see that
Yeah.
everybody has strength that you can
Yeah.
build on. You can, help that can be of help to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's just what I have to share.
Oh, wow. Great. Thank you very much. That was actually beautiful. So, Mr. Samuel Corey, yes, please, you can speak.
Good evening,
Okay.
everyone.
Yes, good evening, sir.
Good evening. Okay. I just want to appreciate the group six. That has been a very wonderful work.
Yes,
My
indeed it was.
comment is I just want to bring this in. Yes, I've heard a lot about win-win even before I read it in this book. Win from a lot of people around me, and of course, it's been like the ideal, the utmost, the optimum
Strategy.
paradigm. But we need to recognize that in reality, not every situation would need you to act in the win-win paradigm, and we need to recognize that. Even in the book, the author was asking which option is best, and I'm quoting him now. He said, "Of these five philosophies discussed so far, um, which is the most effective?" He said, "The answer is it depends." So it depends on so many realities, so many issues to consider before you go for win-win. And the reality is that there are some life situations that you just have to think win-lose. In fact, there is no room for win-win. That is just the truth about it. Example now, I do a lot in the contracting world. In the contracting world, I get the contract or I don't get the contract. I want to remain in business. I want to get the contract for my company so that we can make money and I can earn. So if I don't go with the mindset of I have to win, it will mean that someone else will win and I won't get the contract. One of those trying to bid for the contract have to get the contract. And that kind of environment demand that you go with the win-lose. You have to win. And so at the end of the day, the passage of the Bible that said that wisdom is profitable to direct should come in. There is the win paradigm, there is the win-win paradigm, and there is the win-win or no deal paradigm. Those three paradigms, I think, are the most effective. Win-win being the best among them, but because there are sometimes that it will not work. So these other two can come in at some point in time where win-win is not attainable. The other ones that we all know are not even advisable at all. So I just want to make that comment that while win-win has been repeated as the best, it doesn't mean that it will fit in all situations. So we should be wise enough to know when other paradigms are what we need to move. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. I totally agree with
Thank
you.
you very,
Yes, sir.
very,
Thank,
very good balance from Sam. So marriages are standing because and I think we should, like Sam says, wisdom is profitable to direct. It's very important.
okay. Am I the only one not hearing any?
Yeah, Daddy
I
went off for some time.
Oh, okay. Okay. I just wanted to be
Just
sure.
proceed, proceed, proceed.
All right. Thank you
If
very
we have
much,
time, I
sir.
can.
All right. No problem, sir. So, Samuel Nella, your hand is up. Okay. Let's hear you.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Sankori, thank you. That was very, very realistic. And I was actually thinking about it though, because yeah, we would always want to like pick up the win-win because it's like the best and the favorable way to actually go for both parties. But I think where the caveat is now to all of those things is just like he said, in the long run, what aspect of the relationship will be hot is what should actually like determine um what we actually choose. For like a your child going to school, are you going to say like win lose or do win win? Don't score first. Give your paper, your answer sheet to um your mates in school to copy so that you guys can score the same result so that there's a win win for everybody? Or are you going to say like, okay, Nigeria, Ghana is playing, and we are going to say no, we don't want to be there, so that let everybody win, let everybody win. So play 0-0. So in those kind of situations where in those kind of situations where okay, the impact on the relationship is not going to be very telling like that. Even the lose lose. As a Christian, you do lose lose now. You like when they say and when you get slapped, don't slap back. You get in those kind of situations as a Christian, you now enforce okay the lose pattern. Okay, as a Christian, you don't worry, slapping no problem. Or they insult you as a Christian, you don't insult back. So I think telling on this, just like you said, wisdom and also like the relationship, what is going to be like the outcome of that particular action we are going to take. If you are taking the win-win, what is it going to affect the long run? And they are taking the win-lose, the lose, the win, just win, or the no deal at all. What is it going to affect in the long run? Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Sam.
Okay.
Me, I believe
Excuse
in
me,
the
sir. I
game of.
just want to
Okay.
make okay. Oh, yes, I just want
Yes, please proceed.
to say something about what Sam just said. Um, the example you mentioned about the passage in the Bible where you said that if somebody hits you, you don't hit back. It's not a lose lose. It's a lose win. So I just want to make that correction.
Oh,
Thank you.
all right.
Sorry, I mixed it. Thank you. Sorry.
All right. Thank you very much. I personally believe in the game of sport. It should be a win-lose because it's a win-win. Okay. So okay. I'm thinking how to pronounce this name. It's double Meli. So Meli or something. Okay, please. Sorry. Yes, you can speak.
Thank you. So for me, I would first of all like to say that every habit that we've been reading in this book have been so relatable and
Okay.
practicable for me,
All
right? So,
right.
but this year, for this particular habit, one thing that stood out for me was the emotional bank account. And the author talked about how that relationships are not just quick fixes. Like there's no quick fix to a relationship.
Mhm.
Relationships are long-term investments. So for me, it was like I have to be intentional. And when he also talked about those deposits in the emotional bank account, integrity.
Mhm.
So what I got from there was that you cannot really receive what you don't give in a relationship. If
Mhm.
if I want to be getting commitment, I also have to show commitment. I have to be intentional about
Uh-huh.
commitment. I have to be intentional about understanding the other person. I have to be intentional about showing integrity in these relationships. So, and I had an experience like that over the week. So I was supposed to meet with someone, and the person kept on, posting me like there was no definite reason. I was one doing the calling. When are you coming? When it gets to the deadline, there will be no words of okay, I couldn't make it. So it just meant that a lot of persons have these things to learn. It's
Yeah.
looking at these habits are just something that we just easily do, but a lot of people don't know about this, and we have to be intentional in learning these particular principles. So that was the light bulb moment for me. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ma. Yeah, and sorry for the fact that they had to post you within the week. Let's apologize on behalf of that person. So, Mr. Samuel, is your hands is up? Okay, yes. Okay, I think that's a mistake.
No, it's not a
Okay,
mistake. It's not a
okay,
mistake.
okay,
Yes,
okay,
I was just
okay.
thinking of something that I wanted us to look at. I'm not really. I'm just asking. In an environment, in the kind of environment where we find ourselves, like our normal Nigerian environment, where everybody's just working very hard to make it, working very hard to, to succeed and all of that. Can we always be thinking of win-win in most areas. Because I mean, in an environment where every other person around you is thinking of win-lose, they want to win you so that you can lose. Like that's the mindset because they have not either read this book and they are not thinking of win-win at all. So if you are the only one thinking of win-win in an environment where like there are wolves who are ready to hit you up, how do you deal? It's just a thought that dropped in my mind, and I just thought to mention
Oh,
it.
yeah, that's true. Mrs. Ajoke Henry wrote in the chat session that win-win is actually better, but human beings are naturally competitive. So can anybody, okay, there's a hand up, so I believe he's trying to share more light on that. So yes, sir,
I
please
think
speak,
Coach
Mr.
Kenny wants
Kayinde.
to answer.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Please, sir, yes, you can speak. Coach
Okay,
Kayinde,
sorry.
please.
Good evening,
Yes, sir.
everyone.
Yes, good
Yeah,
evening, sir.
good evening. Yeah, I would like to say that based on what Samuel Corey said, yes, having a win-win mentality does not mean that you resort to um, it's not a kind of weakness in the sense that you are not strategic or um, you are not planning to win. It's kind of like an extension or building relationship. And when you look at it in the real sense, it's actually in the long run that you really benefit what it really means. So I look, for example, now, if at every opportunity or chance I have the ability, even in a competitive environment or a win-lose environment, to create a win-win strategy, I would rather create a win-win strategy. Why? Because I'm building again emotional trust. I'm adding to my bank account so that in the long run I can count on that possibility, on that opportunity I have created for another person in that same competitive environment to shift in my favor, maybe in a later time. I give examples. For example, I'm here in Finland, but I need to do things in Nigeria. But I'm able to do a lot of things back in Nigeria because I've been able to build a win-win relationship, a win-win strategy with people, and created trust in their emotional bank accounts, even in a time where I ought to have approached it with a win-lose mentality. But when you have a longer term perspective in mind, you can, within that same competitive environment, create a win-win strategy such that that kind of person is not can later be an advantage for you at a later time. So most of the things I do back in Nigeria now, I don't do them. I'm not on ground to do them. But I have people who are going all out to make sure it happens because I have been able to build that emotional trust, create added to my bank account, even when I could have as well have approached that situation in a win-lose mentality. So I would say that as much as there's possibility to create a win-win mentality in a win-lose environment, we should try as much as possible to go for that because it creates valuable relationship at the long run.
Wow. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir. TA has something to say,
Just
please.
sorry, Newman.
Okay, sir,
Do we
sorry.
still have time, or is there somebody whose hand is raised? If there's
Yes,
any somebody,
TA has something to say. I think that's the last
okay,
person who will be taking.
let's hear the person. That's fine.
All right.
Oh, okay, it's Taiwo. I just want
Okay.
to also respond to Brosam's question. I think if you look at the summary that Samuel was giving in the last slide, the first item there was the character. So looking at the kind of Nigerian environment where it seems everybody is like a wolf, what stands you out is that character that you have built in yourself to make out or to eventually adopt the win-win strategy. So for example, in a place where everybody is trying to be successful with the quick rich syndrome, or everybody wants to outplay the other, but you have this mindset that you have built in yourself, that you see the good in every situation, you build trust, you have had this confidence in yourself and all those stuff. So for this win-win situation to be really, really effective, it boils down to the first point that was in the last slide of Samuel or Group C's, which is the character development of that individual who wants to adopt the win-win strategy. So I will not try to belabor what Kenny has said, but I just wanted to point that out, that the character is the main deal. Even in a very hostile environment, that the win-win strategy can still be adopted, but it all depends on the character of the person adopting the strategy. Thanks.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Nicely said. Okay, Pastor, you wanted to say something. Let's just close with that.
So, very good points have been captured by Kenny and Tai. Tai has talked about the
Agreed.
character and of trying to know people's character, the people you are dealing with. And Kenny also spoke about the need for you to set up a system that will be a win-win. The other thing I just want to add is that is this one. Even the Bible says we should be as gentle as doves, but as wise as serpents, knowing that we are wolves. I mean, we are sheeps, and we have been sent into this world that is full of wolves. I mean, I suffered a lot of losses because I thought everybody was thinking win-win like me. I went into deals not knowing that these guys are just all about themselves. So, in the Nigerian environment, I would strongly recommend for you to be very discerning and do the due diligence if you are going into any partnerships. Let everything be spelled out as much as possible, not by words of mouth, but written down. Let there be a lawyer that would arbitrate between the two of you, and so that you people can seal on the partnership. Don't say, oh, we have been friends from childhood. Oh, we work together. Oh, I know him, my brother. When money comes into the matter, people become people become very different. So I will just say that in the environment we find ourselves, you must go the extra mile, because 98% of people are is a win-lose situation. Everybody is after their own. You're asking somebody to write Uber for you or to do business for you. He's thinking of how we from that business build his house in the village. So how do you that's just the reality, and that's because of the scarcity. Our own is not just scarcity mentality. Scarcity is with us. Everything is scarce. So people have been pushed to their worst form, because of the poverty. The Bible says poverty makes a man mad. Poverty makes people unreasonable. Some of those people will not do what they are doing, but they are constrained, and they will like, my breakthrough has come through this brother that has money. At least from this his house I'm building, I will build my own house. So once somebody has made up that kind of mind, I tell you, it will cast off all values. So go the extra mile, document everything as much as possible. Do the much you can by yourself, because I will tell you my own story. A lot of my partnerships didn't work out. So just something for you guys to put at the back of your minds. God bless you.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Thank you, sir. Really appreciate it. There's something Shama Peters wrote in the chat session that I just feel I should read it out to everybody. He said he thinks it's only applicable for things within your control or within your cycle of influence, to better state it. For things within your circle of concern, you might as well just think win. Things like job interviews, writing exams, etc., where society has placed you with other competitors and have decided the terms for excellence. I think that's quite interesting, and we should look at that as well. So thank you very much, everyone that has contributed. Thank you, coaches. Thank you, LRIs. Thank you, navigators, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your contributions. It has been totally awesome. And thank you for showing up. And a big announcement. So group 7, group 8, and group 9 going forward, please, your presentation should be, we want to see you. So please try to make sure you turn on your webcam or something, prepare for your presentation, prepare to okay. Pastor, you want to add to that? See, your hand is up. Okay, so prepare for your presentation. Make sure you set up your video because we want to see you, and I hope going forward we'll be able to do well on that. So, Group 6, thank you for your presentation today. We all appreciate your efforts. And okay, Pastor, your hand is still up. I don't know if you want to say anything.
Yes, well, it will still, admin will still relay this. Every LRI must attend at least 4 presentations, 3 to 4 presentations, be aside their own, 3 presentations aside their own, to
Okay.
graduate. I don't want a situation where people just show up for their presentation and disappear. You learn a lot from the presentation of
Yeah.
others that people want people to do. And I don't know, I'm still thinking I might do a test for everybody to know those who have really done the work. You are going to work on this thing. It's not an easy thing. So I might still those all these questions we are asking, we'll collate them and we'll call for an exam very soon, if need be. If I see people are just trying to look for easy way out, we'll write an exam and ensure that people read and put in the effort. God bless you. There is no
All
escape
right,
here.
sir.
You must work.
All right, sir. Thank you very much for that. So let's prepare for our upcoming exams and have it in mind that it would be really tough. So we need to actually look through the book and prepare. So thank you very much once again. So do have a wonderful night rest. Thank you.
And you too. Thank
You.
you,
Good
Newman.
Have a
night.
good night. Thank
Thank you
you.
very much. Good
Thank
night.
you. Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
Thank you. Thank you.